Keith Richards, the legendary guitarist of the Rolling Stones, is a figure who has defined rock and roll for over 6 decades. Known for his sharp tongue and fearless honesty, Keith has never shied away from saying exactly what he thinks about other musicians. While many artists offer polite smiles and diplomatic answers, Keith speaks without filter. Over the years, this bluntness has sparked some of the most infamous feuds in music history, spanning from chart-topping icons to punk trailblazers. Rumors suggest he openly criticized bands in interviews, occasionally stirred backstage drama, and often left bridges burned behind him. Today we count down the 10 bands Keith Richards reportedly disliked the most. At number 10, the Beatles. Despite both bands leading the British invasion, Keith allegedly had a strong dislike for the Fab Four. Sources suggest he felt overshadowed by their squeaky clean image, while the Stones were seen as the rebellious bad boys. Keith reportedly called their music overpolished and lacking the raw edge of real rock and roll. Behind the scenes, tensions were said to flare at industry events, with Keith believing the Beatles represented everything fake in the music business. Although public respect remained, insiders say Keith never fully forgave their enormous success. Number 9, Oasis. In the 1990s, Richards reportedly had little patience for the Britpop giants. Allegedly, he called them Beatles imitators who contributed nothing new to rock music. The Gallagher brothers, known for their outspoken nature, responded with their own insults. Stories claim that Keith once walked out of an award show while Oasis performed, muttering that real music was dying. Industry sources say he felt Oasis became famous without paying their dues and that their attitude and overproduced sound harmed authentic rock and roll. Number 8, Metallica. Richards allegedly had zero respect for the heavy metal icons, dismissing their music as loud, soulless noise. He reportedly called their thrash metal style an angry passing trend, claiming that screaming and high volume alone didn't make a musician. Witnesses say he mocked their all-black outfits, labeling them Halloween rockers behind their backs. Insiders reported that Keith believed bands like Metallica represented everything wrong with modern music. Number 7, Black Sabbath. Richards reportedly could not tolerate the dark, doom-filled approach of heavy metal pioneers. Sources claim he called their music depressing and their shows theatrical nonsense, suggesting that their focus on occult imagery was merely a gimmick. Keith allegedly preferred the Stones' blues-driven swagger over Sabbath's heavy riffs, believing rock should energize and excite audiences rather than intimidate them. Number 6, the Sex Pistols. Keith allegedly despised punk, and specifically the Sex Pistols. Sources say he called them manufactured rebels who had no idea about real rock and roll. There are accounts of heated backstage confrontations with Johnny Rotten, where Keith reportedly mocked their simple 3-chord songs and attitude-driven performances. The generational divide was stark. Old-school rock met the rebellious new wave, and Keith reportedly viewed punk as disrespectful noise. Number 5, Husker Du. This American hardcore punk band reportedly earned Keith's disapproval during the 1980s. Allegedly, he found their fast, aggressive style lacking musical depth and criticized their angry energy. Sources claim he refused to listen to their albums, even when critics praised them, and once threw a Husker Du vinyl across the room, calling it unlistenable garbage for angry teenagers. The feud reflected a clash between mainstream rock royalty and underground authenticity. Number 4, the Grateful Dead. Keith reportedly had little patience for the Dead's jam band philosophy. Sources claim he found their long improvisations self-indulgent and boring, and that he left one of their concerts after just 15 minutes. Allegedly, he also disapproved of their counterculture image, considering it commercialized and fake, despite his own well-known substance use. Reports suggest that Keith believed the Stones' tight 3-minute songs held more power than any 30-minute Dead jam. Number 3, Led Zeppelin. This feud reportedly centered on blues credibility. Richards allegedly accused Zeppelin of taking black blues music without proper acknowledgement, calling them blues thieves. While he reportedly respected Jimmy Page's technical skill, he felt their playing lacked soul and that the heavy sound buried the blues' authentic feeling. Sources say Keith even confronted Robert Plant at industry gatherings over songwriting credits and felt Zeppelin's approach diluted the blues. Number 2, Pink Floyd. Richards reportedly held a strong dislike for the progressive, conceptual rock of Pink Floyd. Sources claim he viewed them as pretentious art school dropouts who forgot that rock music should make people move and feel alive. Allegedly, he mocked The Wall, calling it 2 hours of depressing whining, and dismissed their elaborate stage productions as compensating for a lack of real talent. And number 1, The Police. Sources suggest that this was Keith's most personal and bitter rivalry. He allegedly despised their reggae-influenced pop sound, calling it watered-down Caribbean music for white audiences. Reports claim he thought Sting was pretentious and constantly mocked the band's lyrics, calling them pseudo-intellectual. Allegedly, Keith once refused to present an award when the Police were nominated and reportedly walked out of events while their song Every Breath You Take played, calling it stalker music disguised as a love song. This feud reportedly never ended, making the Police his most despised band in rock history.
Please don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon.